Hello everyone, this is Calvin Professor C here. Have you had the experience of a client calling you? You have, understand the situation, you have meet the client, you have gathered all the information, gathered all the document, input the deal, submit the deal, got it approved, and then at the end, appraisal came back with some problem, and it end up the deal has to fall through. Have you have that experience before? I hope you are not. So today we are going to have a two-part video talking about some of the properties that we have to be careful of, because quite often we only focus on the quality of the application, the quality of the applicant, and forgot about the properties itself that can have problems. So here we go, watch the video and learn some of this. First one is student housing. So by student housing, what we means is some of the property that is designated, or aim to have student as the main tenant. Like if you have a condo that is beside University of Waterloo, a house that is right beside York University, and some of the new build that is nowadays just completing their closing is even guarantee you rent out for 2 years because they are renting it out to the student of the university or college, and a lot of the banks and even smaller like B lender or something like that, they do not like those type of property. Like when I say student housing, you may be thinking of a bungalow like 40-50 years with like 4-5 students living in it, and it's pretty run down and all that. No, not necessary. There are a couple of condos or condo townhouse or stack townhouse that is newly built by reputable builder that is right beside the university. Their aim to rent to the student. A lot of the banks and trusts, they do not lend to those type of property, so just beware. To rooming house. Rooming house, what do I mean by rooming houses? Those are the, maybe a house, detached house, and they kind of renovated inside to become like a furnished unit with 5 different rooms, rent to 5 different people, or maybe the first floor went to like 2 different family, and then the basement another 2 family, and the second floor another 2 family, something like that. A lot of the time they actually rent to 1 tenant per room. So if there's a 5-bedroom detached house, they may rent to 5 different tenants. And those rooming house, again, a lot of the banks and B lender do not like to lend to those properties. So when you're interviewing your client, and as soon as you know that they're trying to purchase or refinance this type of property, you should first check with the lender, get a lot more detail, because your deal, the most problematic area of your deals might be the property. Okay. Rooming house also, they might not purchase the proper insurance. A lot of the time people purchased a detached home, and then after they purchase it, they told the insurance company that it is for self-use or even for tenant, but it's for 1 tenant, and then they renovate inside and rent to a lot of different tenants. And what happened is, God forbid, if it burned down, the insurance company can deny your claim. So that's why the bank is very risky in that sense. Okay, so rooming house. Third one is grow up. So by grow up, we means that people growing illegal marijuana in the basement or in the house, drug lab, anything in that nature is almost always a decline if the bank find out. So it's very, very risky. So as soon as you know that you're dealing with a grow up property, I don't think you should touch it. Discuss with your manager, discuss with the underwriter, but I would say 99% of the time you're not going to get the deal done. Maybe 95%, I don't know. Okay. So the next one is houses with mold, water leakage, flooding in the basement, water damage. Those are also very, very dangerous. I mean, by dangerous, I mean your case, right? Depending on the severity of the water leakage or mold, you might be able to get it done. Maybe you have to get the seller or get the homeowner do some renovation before they're going to approve the deal. They may need multiple inspection, appraisal, and all that. If it is just a minor area for water leakage, maybe there's a hole in the ceiling that is dripping water coming down just 2 weeks ago or something like that, maybe. But just the purpose of this video is not to tell you that this is all no. In the mortgage world, there's nothing called no. It's always there is just whether it is high risk or low risk. So if you're dealing with this type of property, my video is just to let you know that you need to actually this is a red flag. You need to actually ask more questions, ask your manager, ask your underwriter, ask your BDM, ask anyone, ask someone who is more experienced to look over the property MLS for you, or even ask the lawyer, because sometimes this type of stuff may not be able to obtain financing. Okay, so water leakage, mold especially, mold is pretty severe. So if the house has mold, even though it may only be in one area, you may not see, like under the drywall maybe all mold already, right? So if there's a client that is refinancing their house and if they have mold, make sure they clean it up first before doing the refinancing. Okay, number 5 is damaged, burned, or a house that is deemed too risky to live in. Like if it is 100-year-old house that has never been renovated, their building code may be outdated with some of the material that when they used to build the house is now deemed poisonous, something like that. Then like you have to be careful. Recently there's a client that asked, the house got burned down, I just claimed the insurance, now I'm kind of renovating it, rebuilding it. If it is finished rebuilding, then yeah, I think there's lenders that is going to do it. But if it is just half done, like if the ceiling is all gone, if the bedroom is all charred black, not necessary. I don't think so, right? So you usually have to complete the work before coming back to refinance or sell it to somebody else. If it is half the house is gone, then probably not. Usually when they do the appraisal will tell you whether this house is deemed too dangerous, or the economic life, is only 2 years left or something like that. They will usually tell you that. Okay. So this is the part one of the two-part series of the problematic properties. So stay tuned, subscribe to my channel, leave a like, and whenever I upload the second part of it, you will get a notification. And also YouTube in the new years have changed the algorithm, so your subscription, your like, and your comment would really help me. Okay, so if you want to help me out, just do that. Okay, so see you next week.